Welcome to Council Action. My name is Elizabeth Couts. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Council Action is a summary of the council's meeting on Tuesday, June 2nd, 2015. The meeting was called to order at 6:30 p.m. at 100 Civic Center Parkway in the council chambers. We begin our meetings with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. We then move on to announcements and proclamation. And our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, June 16th at 6:30 p.m. and Tuesday, July 7th at 6:30 p.m. We have work sessions scheduled for Tuesday, June 9th at 6:30 p.m. and Tuesday, July 14th at 6:30 p.m. And our proclamation was to recognize Mr. Bill Raker. He is the president and CEO for Burnsville-based U.S. Federal Credit Union. He has served in this role for 18 years. And he was recognized and inducted into the Credit Union House Hall of Leaders in Washington, D.C. Mr. Raker is also a very engaged corporate citizen, and we thank him for his service also to our community in many capacities. One of those was when he was on our cable commission. And please tune into the City Council meeting and hear the proclamation honoring Mr. Bill Raker. We then move on to citizens' comments, and we did have people appear before us to speak to our property maintenance ordinance, and this was the folks from Rambush Home Estates, our manufacturing housing park. And we listened to their concerns and directed them to work with our staff on the process for the variance that they were requesting. So you can tune into the City Council meeting and hear the comments with regard to those citizens' comments. Then we move on to additions to the final agenda, and there were no emergency items to be brought before the body. And then we move on to the consent agenda. And on the consent agenda, we approved all of the minutes of our past meetings. We approved claims listing. We also approved a resolution, which was an application to the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development deed for a host community grant. We approved the ordinance amending Burnsville City Code Title III, Chapter 1, off-sale intoxicating liquor licensing, and deletion of policy 1.028, off-sale liquor licensing. We also approved the renewal of licensing and maintenance of the Evidence.com services for Axon cameras from Taser International. We approved the changes in operating managers for liquor license holders at several locations. And we accepted Villa Du Parc's broadband petition. And we approved the update to the City Policy 5.090, and this has to do with pedestrian crossing. This is the policy that addresses our pedestrian crossing. And we also approved an ordinance amending Title 10, Chapter 6 and 8, to create a new drinking water protection overlay district and amend the zoning map to identify the location of the district, and amending Title VII, establishing standards of practices for the protection of the drinking water supply. We approved an amended 2015 street lighting and appurtenance replacement projects. We approved the plans and specification and ordered the advertisement for bids for the Loch Lomond Ball Field Complex Improvement Phase 2 site work. And we approved and authorized the Bicentennial Garden Fountain Reconstruction Project. We approved the application for CenterPoint Energy for a conditional use permit amendment for grading and filling and to install utilities in the floodplain and shoreland of the Minnesota River and Black Dog Lake on property owned by Xcel Energy located at approximately 0.8 miles east of I-35W Black Dog Road interchange. We adopted the findings of fact and approved the conditional use permit amendment. We approved the application for La 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 LLC for an interim use permit to allow mining and soil remediation for 2 properties located at 721 and 771 Lady Bird Lane. We adopted the findings of fact and approved the interim use permit development contract. We also approved an Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant application for forensic collection camera equipment and hearing protection headsets. We approved the ground lease estoppel certificate and agreement for property located at 1412 Summit Oaks. And we approved and ordered the project, approved plans and specifications, and authorized advertisement for bids for the 2015 hydrant stores nozzle update project. And that was the end of the consent agenda. And then we move on to the regular agenda. And the first item on the regular agenda was a public hearing. And the public hearing had to do with approval of renewal of off-sale, on-sale Sunday, on-sale wine, 3.2% on sale and 3.2% off sale liquor license for 2015-2006 year license. And we do this every year. They get a license for 1 year for their liquor license. That item was presented. No one spoke to the item. I opened the public hearing and no one spoke to it. There were no questions of staff, and the item was approved. Item 6 was also a public hearing, and this was to approve a wine liquor license for Devani Inc., doing business as Devani's Pizza and Hoagie, located at 14639 County Road 11. That item was presented. I opened the public hearing. No one spoke to the item, and the item was approved. The next item is an application for Pettiper Properties for a plan unit development amendment for an addition and brew pub located at 1905 County Road 42. We were asked to adopt the findings of fact and the ordinance and to approve the amended plan unit development agreement. Please tune into the City Council meeting and hear the item presented. This item, the public hearing, was held at the Planning Commission. This business is located on 5 and on County Road 5 and County Road 42. And it's the India Palace, but it's an expansion of that. We did hear the application and also added 2 conditions because making sure that they understand if they move forward and want to sell growlers, they'll have to come back for a permit for the off sale of growlers. So we needed to make sure that that was understood. The item was approved with 2 additional conditions. And then the next item was to appoint to the city to appoint commissioners who advise the City Council. And that item was presented. Please tune into the City Council meeting and hear the people who were appointed to serve on our various commissions. We're so blessed that we have many citizens who wish to serve our community, and we held all of those interviews. There were quite a few very well-qualified citizens who want to serve, but we only have limited number of seats on the different commissions. So we thank all of those who did apply for positions in the commission, and we hope that you will also entertain other opportunities within our organization for volunteer positions, and that's on our website. So thank you to everyone. Tune into the City Council meeting and hear who did make the appointments to the different commissions. There were no other items to come before the body, and the meeting was then adjourned. Council action replays at 6 a.m. and noon and 6 p.m. and midnight. And City Council meetings replay at various times on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And I encourage you to watch the following to see how you can view past and past meetings, and current meetings via the internet at www.burnsville.org. I'm Elizabeth Kautz, Mayor of the City of Burnsville. Thank you for joining me. Continue to make a difference.